I'm actually going to split them. So I've already split some of these into zones. What I mean by split is before I convert them to a design road, I want to put these sections here back to 2 lanes each instead of the way that it is. So I'm just going to select the road, and then I'll right click on it and I'll say split feature. And then that gives me a nice little split of those 2 pieces there, and I can put this lanes forward and lanes back and adjust the lanes to be a little easier for it to manage. The way that these lanes are going right now, it's not working out so well, so I just want to be able to process that when I get to convert them to a component road. So then basically once I have them like this, then I can right click on each one of these components here at this intersection and say convert to component road, and that'll basically bring it into the different components. Let me convert these other 2 sides right here. So I'll convert this side. And technically what I should have done is I should have changed this road to not have the striping. I mean, right now since they're components, I can go into the component individually and remove it, and that should help shift them back over. I found when I was doing it earlier, it was making some weird intersection points that I didn't want for the curves, so I needed to basically do that. So let's see if I can get this. So when I convert the last section of this piece right here, I converted it to a component road, and that should be able to fill out the rest of the intersection with the intersection tool. But this is the issue that I've been getting, is I've been getting a little extras that I don't want. So I just wanted to be able to, I can delete these little individual pieces after, so I can at least move the curves back to where they're supposed to be. But the thing that I'm getting here is I do get these little lines here, so I might have to figure out how I'm going to handle that little issue. So what I can do, at least to these little lanes to make them more appropriate, is I can click into them and I can just modify them, because they are technically right turn lanes, but I wish I could show the green striping for the bike lane. But unfortunately I won't be able to do that for this one. Let's do this one too over here. That looks a little more appropriate. We also should have left turn lanes here too that I need to figure out how to put in there. So the closest way I'm probably going to get these turn lanes is to select one of the components, and I'm going to have to right click and split that component. And I'm just splitting it about here. And then it creates a few other little issues, unfortunately. So you can't just switch the color to this one. It doesn't work because it works for the whole thing, unfortunately. I'm not sure why. I think you would wish it would do just that one piece and not both pieces. But so you basically have to delete it in order to make your little turn pocket. But then that shifts all the road over. So then you got to add in another little half foot or whatever the width of that striping is to shift this lane back over. But then sometimes it gives this piece, because you have to separate that piece now, because now that one's gone too far. So let me just put that one back. And then you need to separate the pavement out. So let me click on the pavement here, separate it and split it in the same spot. Then you can grab this piece and change just that piece to 4.5, and that should shift it back over to line up. Alright. Oops, I lost my piece over here. Actually, I'm going to split the lane below. I think that'll give me a better effect. So I'll put that one. Hopefully it won't disappear. Yeah, okay, now it's not disappearing. So I mean, that's kind of as close as you're going to get. Unfortunately, you can't turn these into lanes. There's another workflow online where they talk about staggering the intersection points and getting your turn lines, and that's one way to do it. I think it's a little more complicated than this. Mostly we're just getting this for look, so when we take it over to Civil 3D, we'll have some basic corridors to look, but then when we bring it back over from Civil 3D, it'll look exactly the way it's supposed to. The only problem is for this is the traffic analysis tool. If you're trying to use that, it's not going to take into account your left turn lane. But if you're not using the traffic analysis tool, then that's not a big deal. You can probably get an AutoCAD block or some kind of arrow or something, and we can throw those on there to make them look like left turn pockets too, if we wanted to do that, and even make standard striping on the side.